The classic style loudspeaker with a large woofer and a horn on the top. You have this effortless dynamics, a large 3D soundstage, and a powerful and realistic mid-bass and lower mid-range. This is the F2 loudspeaker. The F2 also adds refinement and accuracy and definition to all these dynamics and slam and headroom. The updated technology brings out more of the potential and eliminates problems. The sound of the F2 has these characteristics of a very sharp and revealing character, almost like you can reach out and feel the texture of the instruments. You can touch things. It's the clarity and open space between the instruments. The overall tonal balance will in most homes or rooms tend to be perceived as rather dark. This has mainly to do with the radiation pattern characteristics of the top end horn. The F2 is not a small speaker, it's quite large. Still, it is designed to have a quite high roll-off, so it doesn't extend down into the sub-bass range. You need a subwoofer system, a bass system, to do that. Also, the bass character of the F2 is very special. If you think you have heard dry bass before, well, you need to listen to the F2 because this is something different. It has this extremely sort of hard and precise character with no boom and muddiness at all. And this hard slam on the attack. This is a deliberate choice of priorities. The bass driver in the F2 has a quite light cone, light moving assembly, and a very powerful magnet. It doesn't have bass in this cabinet. If you just close everything off and use it as a sealed box, it will roll off from around 200 Hz. Clearly that isn't working. The parameters of the driver is selected to give the best mid-range and upper bass performance. And to make this work, a very special type of enclosure with horn loading that is ported in the end was developed. This was then put together in a simulation model that was simulated to be able to create the correct path inside the cabinet of this short horn channel and the correct amount and placement of the damping materials. As we can see from the graphs, with no damping, it doesn't work. So the damping material is a critical part of this design to make it work. Also, this internal design of the cabinet behind the woofer, you have basically two approaches you can have. You can have either a very deep cabinet and lots of absorption. That works fine for a sealed box. In this case, a different approach was used, similar to what I do in the F25 speakers, where the distance from the cone to the surface behind the speaker is relatively short, and there are lots of damping material to absorb this high frequency reflection that you get. You don't get a low frequency reflection because the wavelength at lower frequencies is much, much longer than the distance from the cone to the back wall inside the cabinet. The result from this cabinet type is a very dry and defined bass with nice attack. It doesn't use a compression driver, it uses an AMT driver mounted in a conical horn. This horn controls the radiation pattern and improves headroom at lower mid-range frequencies. The crossover frequency is 1250 Hz. It's kind of in the ballpark, quite usual for this type of speaker with a 12-inch woofer and a horn on the top. Diffuser in front of the AMT driver improves the radiation, and the carefully tuned acoustic absorption panels inside the horn that you can see on the walls in the horn is part of what gives this smooth and flat response and tunes the radiation pattern. And it also absorbs internal reflections inside the horn. And the result from this horn is quite amazing. The accuracy and the transparency is amazing. Also contributing to this is the amazing performance of this AMT driver. It has very, very low distortion and very high SPL output capacity. To make this work, a very special crossover network was developed with this very high slope technology, as I call it, where the cutoff is not just quite sharp, it is dead sharp. You cut off all the sound very instantly from the low frequency driver, and the high frequency driver in the horn is also cut off quite sharp. And this is what contributes very much to the 3D and imaging and accuracy of the loudspeaker. This filter, together with the fact that the sound source due to the horn is placed backwards compared to the woofer, gives a very good summation of the sound from the high frequency section and the low frequency woofer, both in frequency and time domain. And the time domain part is crucial here for imaging and accuracy and presentation and rendering of the instruments. Here we see the specifications. I have the computer right in front of me here. I'm cheating a little bit. Hopefully we will be able to get this on the screen. So you can see the frequency range. It's specified to 60 Hz and upwards. In room you will get 40 Hz extension from the F2 speaker, and so it's not devoid of normal bass. It's just that in combination with this roll-off and the character, the very, very dry character of the bass, to get a true full-range sound, I recommend using a subwoofer bass system, like the V110. Then you have the sensitivity, it's 94 decibels for 2.83 volts. It's a true 8-ohm speaker. It doesn't need that much power. I haven't heard it on the Gurion. Maybe I should do that. Its output capacity is 120 decibels and so on. It's a for normal small room like this, it's overkill for any sane or insane sound level. This, of course, contributes to the effortlessness when you turn up the volume. Then you have the dimensions. It's approximately 1 meter high, and then it's close to 40 centimeters wide, a bit more than 40 centimeters deep. The shape of the cabinet is so that you will be tempted to place it close to the wall or into a corner. Maybe the F2, due to the precise definition of the radiation pattern at the higher frequencies, it may not destroy the sound completely if you place it close to the sidewalls. But to truly enjoy any speaker, you of course need to place it away from the front wall, pull it back out from the side walls, get some space around the speaker. Then it will really shine. This horn channel and the divisions inside the cabinet, of course, make for a completely rigid and resonance-free cabinet. Then we have the damping ports that I use when I have them together with the bass system crossed over fairly high when I used them last time. You can, of course, remove those port plugs. You can't seal the port plugs completely, because then the speaker will roll off at 200 Hz. So you need to use those plugs supplied with the speaker, or it will not work. Those plugs will improve the integration with the bass system if you cross them at 80, 100, 120 Hz. But this speaker, of course, you may be tempted to cross it over at, let's say, 60 Hz. Relieve some of the pain from subwoofers. And here we have it. This is the F2. Quite nice speaker. Top plate is solid wood, colored black. Then we have the high frequency horn with the damping and the arm to the driver in the center. We have the 12-inch woofer, classic style woofer with a paper cone. And then we have the ports. They are plugged now with this foam insert. So this is how it looks. And inside there we have the panels. Behind the panels we have the crossover network. Yes, and the cabinet inside behind the horn, it is completely filled up with the crossover network. It's a two-way speaker. What does it need? 4 components? No. It has 2 separate crossover networks, and they are stuffed with components. That's what is necessary for a passive network to work. It could be an active speaker, of course, but it's not. It's a passive speaker. Because many people prefer that. That is also how this classical speaker should be. So that was the F2 speaker. I hope you enjoyed this brief presentation.